everybody. I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are on episode 67, part 6 of the P's. I have lost track.
Way too many P games.
I cannot believe how long it is taking us to get through these games. I know we've had a few interruptions, Gen Con and vacation, and it's still taking forever.
There's a lot of them.
There's only
S's
like
and T's
80.
are going to be worse.
There's only like 80. We had more C's than we have P's, and I feel like we got through the C's in about the same amount of time.
Oh, we had all the pandemics too.
There's still only
But there
80
wasn't that many.
P's. Anyway.
We lost steam.
Well, Gen Con, vacation, remodel. More to come on that. Yeah, been a lot going on. Anyhow, before we get started, officially started, if you like this type of content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for us, hit that bell icon if you want notification of any future content.
Or you can check the link below and follow us on all of our social media.
All right, shall we get started?
Yeah, we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games?
Something like that.
We'll start with a little bitty one.
Okay.
Pirates, TacDex. This is a pirate-themed war.
It is. It's pirate-themed war. And it's kind of what I expected. Oh, all right, how did I get this open? It's like, oh, there we go.
There.
I thought it was taped shut for a second.
No.
So, the idea with this one is that everybody has
A Kraken.
Everybody has a Kraken. Yep. Everybody has a deck of pirate cards. It is played exactly like war. The only difference is that
Cards
one,
have
you
different powers.
have multiple cards in your hand to choose from. You still go to war if both players, and it's a 2-player game, by the way. If both players happen to play the same number, you still go to war, just like a normal 52-card deck war game. But each of the cards has some sort of power on it that lets you do something while it's in your hand, or possibly when you play the card. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So yeah, I mean, it was good. My first thought was this one was probably going to leave the collection, but we decided that it was fun. So we're gonna put it in the card deck and hold on to it and see what it does, because it's not going to take any space in the card cases. So yeah, that's Pirates, TacDex. Fun little war game. All right.
We'll just stay with the pirate theme here.
I might as well.
And we have a kids game, Pirates Cove.
This one...
This had a spinner, so you know how I like it.
Yes, this one had a spinner. This one was a little tricky. So, setup involved the box. So you have these little stands that go outside the box. You notice they're the exact height of the box that help to hold the box up. I'm not going to set this up entirely because it took us way too long and was way too fiddly. The idea, though, is that you got coins and cards and you're spinning the die. And the keys are sitting down inside the board like so. And on your turn, as you're rolling the die, the idea is you have to get from your space, your start space, you have to get off the island. You have to get to here. But before you get there, you have to have so many key cards.
Yeah.
You gain the key cards by pulling keys when you land on a key space. You have to pull keys, and I'm not going to pull any that match here. Here we go. You have to pull 2 keys out of the board that match, or the teeth match. So if I pull these 2, well, my turn's over because they don't match. But if I pull these 2, and I think weren't the cards in here told you what you had to pull?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't just a matter of pulling 2 that matched, because you put them right back in the board.
You drew a card.
It was there were cards up. I think you had 2 cards up on the side of the board, and it would tell you what you needed.
Well, no, they just sat there.
Or they sat right here. Yeah, that's right. So
And then
it would tell you what you needed. And if I could find 2 keys of that style, then I get the card, and then the next card is shown. And then on the back is treasure, or there was all sorts of different things, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's
treasure, there's the parrot, there's the clock. Yeah,
that's the compass.
Compass. Yeah, that's right. That's a compass.
Yeah.
All right, so in the long run, yes, it's geared toward children. It's a neat twist on a matching game. However, the setup was, another card. The setup was horribly fiddly. It took both of us to get this thing to stand up on the edge of the board like it's supposed to. That's not something I want to have to deal with if we're at a kids event. So this one is going to leave the collection.
Yep.
I think it's a neat premise. I just think the setup is horrendous. But that's Pirates Cove, and it is going to leave the collection.
Next we have Pixel.
Okay, so this one, when we first opened it up, it struck me as your standard get 3 in a row game. There's a lot of them out there.
It kind of had the whole vibe of we talked about on the last Pente.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I thought it was originally, was just a different version of Pente. So this one's a 4-player game. It is set up to be 2 to 4. Everybody has these well, they're not really, they're plastic pieces, but they're colorful plastic pieces. Mm-hmm. So everybody starts with a piece in the center. These start off in a specific space, and I think they start right there in the center, if I remember correctly. The trick here is, at the start of your turn,
you can only move one.
Only move one of them. So I can go here or here, wherever, as long as there's not already a piece there. So if this piece is here, I can go here and get a couple pieces out here and put my next piece here. Whoops, or I can put it on the ground. Maybe the next time, well, in order to get 3 in a row, I need to go here. But maybe my opponent has already blocked that. Or this has been moved. Maybe this is like right here. No, maybe this is like down here. Nope, I've got to be up here. I can only move one of these. I can't move them both. Mm-hmm. So maybe my opponent has already gone here to block me. So, okay, I'm going to go here. But now, this silly bag keeps sealing itself. I don't know how it does that. Now I have to go here. And then on my next, maybe my opponent then moves this to here. Well, shoot, and puts a piece here. So, okay, so I'm going to go back to here, but now I'm stuck here. I still can't get my 3 in a row. I thought it gave a really neat twist and a lot more strategy. Oh my gosh, this was thinky. But it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected. Oh, that's one of the feet. The foot keeps the feet keep falling off.
The feet fall off.
Yeah.
The feet fall off.
We need to glue the feet back on. Anyway, I wasn't sure going into this one whether it was going to stick around because of the premise of the 3 in a row. But I thought this one did something different, and I really liked it. So this one is going to stick around. We're going to hold on to this one. It does sit in the travel collection in the abstract area. We're going to hold on to it. But the box does not want to stay closed. But that is Pixel. This cross-action strategy game. Yeah, a lot of fun. All right.
Okay, so we're going to get into some meatier games.
I was going to say, we got a lot of meaty ones this time. We had a lot of meaty ones.
Up is a heavy one.
Yeah.
This is Pipeline. This is the parent to Curious Cargo.
Oh, yes.
Same designer.
Gosh, you said that in my first breath.
He got the pipe. Curious Cargo has the whole pipe mechanism like in this one, except for it doesn't have the little robot thing. It just has like 1 or 2 machines that you're building out from.
All right, so the board is down on the very bottom of the box.
We'll
I'm not going to show it. I'll show a picture. But the idea with this one is you've got these 2 enormous bags. Well, I guess they could be 1 bag. I've got them stored in 2 of pipes. And this is the primary piece of the game, is you're trying to build out your pipes. The longer the pipe is,
the more
it refines and the better it is. So you're trying to build up all of the pipes to be 6 or 8 or 10 segments, but there's 3 different colors of crude oil. So you're trying to decide how you're going to do this. Which ones are you going to run?
And it's kind of got a stock market-ish type because as things are sold back to the market, prices, there's more available to buy.
Right.
So, yeah, it's...
Well, you're
it's
trying
really
to fill
weird.
orders and you're trying to fill contracts. There's a lot going on in this.
The contracts are the ones that I was not...
You were having some trouble. I never
had
got
a problem
contract.
with contracts, because contracts, you take in most games when you get a contract, you fulfill the contract, you put it aside, it's in game scoring.
That's
This
an
one,
order.
though,
In this
not
game,
in this one. You get a contract, you have to fulfill it every round.
Yes.
By
Well,
the time that round of the game is over, you had to have fulfilled it. If not, it's negative points.
right. Well, it's because the one-time fills were orders. The multiple fills were contracts.
Yes,
which,
I know that.
I mean, logistically, that makes sense in the wording. But, yeah, I thought it was an interesting game. I do find it funny, though, that in a game that the main premise is building out your pipes, it is so hard to get pipes. Because there were only... You could go to the market, and only 2 markets were open at the beginning of the game. It was the first 2 markets that were pulled from by somebody.
Right.
And then the third market opened up at the second round, and the last market opened up in the last round. Those never refilled during the game. So as they disappeared, that was it. In a 2-player game, those markets emptied out. I can't even imagine this in a 4-player game. You're not going to have hardly any pipelines at all.
Well, there's more pipes
you
to
could
buy
get,
on the side.
Yes,
when
you
go to
could
those
get more
different
pipes
places over there.
from, oh my gosh, and now I can't remember what it is, because of course I can't dig into
The rule
into
book's
this.
on the bottom, too.
Yeah, it's where you could buy your machines and something else. But there are pipes over there that refill. They're just more expensive.
Pipes
They're
and
not
tanks.
the government markets.
It's tanks, and while you're buying tanks, you can get pipes as well.
Right.
And then the other one
is the machines
the
that will run them
that'll
for
automatically
you.
run at the end of the round.
Right.
And those are the ones you cannot run yourself
Right.
when you want to run your machine. So.
Right. Yeah. If a pipe is hooked up to a machine, you can't just arbitrarily run that pipe.
Yep.
So,
and when you go to both of those, you can get some more pipes that will refill.
Right. And those do refill. But still, I just found it, even in a 2-player game, I found it difficult to get.
Restrictive?
It was restrictive, yes. It was very restrictive. Meanwhile, there's also
Goals?
goals. Yeah, there are goals up there that you're trying to fulfill. There were, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting totally what they are. These cards.
Oh, technologies.
The
basically.
technologies.
That'll let you do different things on your
Right.
turn.
You get different technologies that you can build up to them. You start at 1 and you work your way up. And
There's
they just
only
get
1
progressively
3,
better. Yes.
1/3 level
Yeah.
in each technology.
And each type of technology, only one person can go to per round. So if somebody takes that great technology you really wanted, you got to wait till next round if you even have a hope of it. So, but yeah, I mean, I do like the game. It is a very...
I like the fact, too, that there are tiles, because we got the expansion with this, too, that gave us more tiles to change out the way the board's set up, so you can kind of randomize the way the board is set up.
Yeah, because you could do... You take your primary action, and then on the same tile, each tile, there's 4 main sections of the board. And each section had 2 different...
Those were all kind of the same.
Well, no, what I'm saying, though, is each section had 2 different options on it you could do. And you could do your main action, and then if you really wanted to do the other half of that same tile, you pay $10 and you can do the other half of the tile. So you can go to the market and you can go buy tanks. Or you can go get contracts and you can go, whatever the mixtures were, I don't remember offhand. So I did like that. Yeah, I think I used it once because it was so expensive.
Yeah, but the tiles I was talking about is the ones that are down there in the markets.
Oh, yes.
That you can randomize what's in what market, how much it is. It's just totally randomized. You can just randomize the entire board.
Yeah, because
even those tiles in the middle, you can randomize those. So every game could be different, and there's a bunch of those tiles to randomize with. So
it was good.
There's a lot of replayability.
Yeah, that was the emerging markets expansion.
I think it's the only expansion it has.
Yes. All right, but anyway, that is Pipeline. Enjoyable game, very crunchy, but a good one. But yeah.
And it's got Ian O'Toole artwork.
Yes. All right. It's staying, by the way.
Next we have... This
Delay.
is not an expansion. Well, the expansion's in there. This is Planes.
Yes.
This is the round trip box expansion because it makes the box thinner but the same size as Planes and Trains. or trains and automobiles.
So it'll slide right into the cube with trains, rising sun trains, and automobiles. It just fills the cube up. It's great. So
because the planes box is small. It's almost like a Garfield Games box size.
And we still have that box, but because of all the remodeling, I can't find it. So, yeah.
Anyway,
so this one, we've had this one for a long time. Well, we've had the base game for a long time. We just got the expansion not that long ago. So with this guy, this is the original board.
Is that the original one?
This is the original one, yes, because it's smaller. The other one's bigger. Okay, so here is that's not even the original. There we go. So this is the Flying Cloud Airport. The idea with this one, and then there's another airport on the back. Zephyr Airport, and there's two more in the new expansion box. Yep. Okay, so the way this runs, everybody has passengers. So everybody has their colored cube of passengers, and then there's so many black cubes out there that represent neutral passengers. You're playing off of cards. So everybody has a handful of cards, of action cards. And each card can be used in one of two ways, but not both. You can either use the card for the action on the top of the card, or you can use it to score the goal on the bottom. So for instance, this one says, gather all of your party members together at the restroom. Okay. The goal is have at least one of your people visit a restroom. So what that means. On the board, and there are tokens that will mix this up a little bit. But on the board, there's all these different icons out here, and the restroom, as you would expect, is the standard restroom symbol.
It plays like a Mancala.
Yeah, it's got a Mancala feel to it. You pick up all the cubes in that area, and you drop one cube at a time all the way till you run out. The only place you can't go is into if you have one cube left of your color, you can drop it at your airplane, and everybody has airplanes in their color that sit at their gate based on which number you are. So if you have one of your color left, you could drop it into your gate if you get to the right space, if you end in the right space. If you have a neutral one, then you could drop it at one of the neutral ones. If you end up with a black cube, you can drop it at a neutral one, and the neutral planes will give you some benefits as well. But the planes, like these ones here, give you various victory points. Some of these will give you additional cards and victory points, because the only way to get cards is to do an action to get them. Have a card that gives them to you, or have a plane that gives them to you. But the action cards are optional to play, but it will help with your strategy in terms of gathering your people, distributing your people, whatever. So this one, it says to gather everybody up at the restroom. Well, so you gather all of your people and meet at one of the restrooms, and then from there you do your turn of picking up everybody in that section and doing the Mancala. So maybe there's just enough cubes here where you can get around to your gate or something. I don't know. Alternatively, you could end with a guy there at the restroom and score the bottom half instead, in which case you set it aside, you get those points at the end of the game. It's an interesting Mancala mechanism.
Yeah, because you have traffic jams.
Yes, if there's more than 7 cubes in an area, you can't go through it until somebody picks that group up and starts distributing them.
Unless you get a card. There are cards
that will let you slip through there. But for the most part, you cannot slip through there. And the different airports do different things. This one here has this whole figure 8 thing going on here. The other two are bigger.
The expansion ones are a lot bigger. Yeah, because I believe they're like real airports.
I think so.
Victory. No, that's victory points.
That's victory points.
This one is.
Oh, right there. Beacon
Azure,
Airport.
Maybe not. This is Azure. This is the one we played.
But look at this. Look at this airport, guys. Hold on. Here,
then this gives you places to put your
Oh my
stuff
gosh,
now.
this board is crazy. There we go. There's that airport. And then this flip side airport has buses involved, doesn't it? Or subways?
Yes. It's
Try
trains.
not to share the board.
It's trains.
There you go. You have trains involved.
Because it connects the different terminals.
Yeah. We haven't played that one yet. I'm kind of anxious to. Oh, is that
Yeah, because we're not sure exactly yet how to play it.
Yeah,
So,
I have
we'll
to
get
read
it
the
out and
rules
play
on
it.
that one. This board is already tearing. We just played it once.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's old.
It is.
I do like the fact that the player boards,
Yes.
they look like airline tickets.
They look like airline tickets. They've
The old
even got
airline
the
tickets.
they've
Do they
even
still
got the
have airline tickets? Do you still get? It's
no,
all e-ticketed now.
It's on that e-ticket paper.
Yeah.
It's not these kind of tickets anymore.
No.
But yeah, it even has the perforation
Yeah,
here that you try not to fold.
Right.
So anyway, we enjoyed the game. Like I said, they have all sorts of tokens. You can change out where different things are.
Yep.
Restaurants and restrooms and gift shops and fast food places and customer service and yeah, just all sorts of stuff. Okay, that is Planes with the round trip expansion. Part of the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles trio. Yeah, but anyway, gonna stick around. Lots of fun. All right.
Next we have Pillars of the Earth. This is based on the book
Yeah, which I've not read.
by Ken Follett. I had never heard of the book,
Nope,
so
I have not either. We found, I don't remember where we got this one, but it's a worker placement.
Tom Vassell and Z Garcia talked about it a lot.
Okay.
And then we found, it's like, well, we got to find this and play it.
Yeah, we found it somewhere, obviously, because it's been out of print
We've had
for a
this
really
for a
long
while.
time. All right, so with Pillars of the Earth, this is essentially a worker placement, but it has a little bit of a twist to it.
There is a two-player dual Pillars of the Earth.
Is there really?
Stefan Feld designed it.
Oh, okay. So here's your board. This plays in 6 rounds. The rounds are counted out with the pieces of the cathedral. And as each round, whoever the start player is, puts a different piece of the cathedral on until at the very end of the game, the roof is put on. And that ends the game. The game starts out with a series of mining cards or supply cards set out that everybody is not really bidding on, but
You're putting your
workers,
workers
you're
out
claiming.
in the area where they're at.
Yes.
The mines,
So-
the forests, the quarries, or the gravel pits.
right. So there's a bunch
get
of
the
like
resources
these
you
types of
need.
cards. Now everybody has 14 workers or 13 workers,
Something like that.
something like that. And the number of workers that each one of them costs is up here in the corner. So you can see like this quarry card costs 10 workers.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanted this card, it would give me 4 pieces of stone at the start of the game when it got to that part of
When
the
it
game.
got to the quarry.
Of that part of the round, right? So I would take my 10 workers, I would put them into the quarry, and then I would claim this card and set it aside until we got to that part of the round. This one, the gravel pit, costs 7. So there are some that are a lot less expensive. There's some 3s and 4s and 2s and whatnot that only give you 1 or 2 pieces. But these all come out randomly. There's like 10 of them, and you're only putting 5 to 7 out at a time, depending on the player count.
Mm-hmm.
So you go through that part of it and claim what kind of stuff you're going to get.
The resources.
The resources, right. Then everybody has their big player pieces, because you have your little workers. You have your little workers, and then you have, these are the guys that go into the forest and the gravel pit and the quarry. And then you have your, and I do not remember what they call them, but
They look
everybody
like
has
pawns.
3 of these. Yeah, they do, really. Everybody has 3 of these pawns. Everybody who's playing throws them into a bag, and then whoever the first player is that round.
Master builders.
Master builders, thank you. Whoever the first player is that round is pulling all these pieces out of the bag one at a time.
Did you say pizzas?
Pieces.
Pieces. I thought you said pizzas. I'm like going, I don't remember ever seeing pizzas. But
No. All these pieces. And there's a disc that sits up here that tells you how much it's going to cost to go first. The first person out of the bag goes right here. The blue player now has a choice of spending 7 of their very valuable coins to be the first to place on the board. And there's all different worker action spaces up here. There's areas where you can protect yourself from the special events, a lot of which are bad. You can get some extra money, or victory points. You can gain some cards that will help you out throughout the game, better craftsman cards, and you can go up to the market to buy and sell resources. You can claim the first player token. You can go over here in the King's Court and avoid
from having to pay
taxes and get the, if you're the first one there, gets the very
Steel,
rare, valuable steel
metal or steel
resource.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can go to Sterling Castle and get more workers.
More workers for next round, right. So there's all different things happening on the board. So the first player has to decide if they're going to pay 7 coins for that. They can decide, a little too rich for my blood, so that stays there. Then they reach in, they pull another one out, and that player has to decide if they're going to spend 6, and then 5, and then 4, and then 3. If they decide to do that, that's fine. The marker still moves down. The next player would pay 5, and then down again, and 4, and 3, and 2. Eventually, you're going to get to where nobody's spending any money.
Right.
And those players, as the pieces come out of the bag, they put their piece on the board. Mm-hmm. And then once the bag is empty, then anybody who decided that this wheel was a little too rich for their blood, now they get to place their pieces out in order of how they were drawn from the bag. After all that's done, then you go through 1 through, 13, 14, and resolve everybody's spots on the board. Here, one more. Yep. And you do this for 6 rounds. So, I mean, it's an interesting game. It's not my favorite worker placement or my favorite resource management game, nope. But it's an interesting game.
I like it.
Yeah, we do enjoy it. That being said, we did move it over to the travel collection quite some time ago because it just never came off the shelf for us. But I think it's a good game. It's hard to find.
Well, it's come off the shelf like 7 or 8 times now. So.
Well, that's true. We have played it quite a bit, but just not in a really long time. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's a hard to find game, although they did just do a reprint. Yeah, we saw it on the shelves at Gen Con a couple years ago, I think. I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to stay in the travel collection because it is a good game. But that is Pillars of the Earth. Yeah, all right. Next.
Next we have an old Fantasy Flight game. Planet Steam. This is definitely a stock market game.
Yes. We have had this one for...
We've had this quite a while.
I want to say this was within the first couple years of our collection. Mm-hmm. I don't remember when this one came out. By now, I've already put it up on the board. 2013, so before we started playing. Because we started, what did I say, 20?
Well, around 13, 14.
13, yeah, we started late 13. All right, so the way this one plays, and this tells you how long we've had this. The board is in a bag. Oh my gosh.
It came that way.
Yeah, it did. It came that way. And we've just always kept it there. I mean, otherwise you're throwing away a plastic bag, and I don't want to do that. So here's your board. This is your market. This determines the price of all the different resources in the game. Over here is where you are building out your mines in order to, or not mines, what are they called? They're the tanks. Yeah, because it comes with this giant bag of all these glorious pieces. Look at all those things. Mm-hmm. They're fantastic. Anyway, this is where you're basically building out and claiming properties in order to build out to get resources. You're building your resource tanks. Up here is the tank. Yeah, because they are tanks. Yes, because this is the tank market. There's
tanks, and you can put converters on the tanks to
right.
draw up different
stuff.
So
every tank is built to produce water. If you want to produce something other than water, you want to produce energy or what was that? I don't remember what that one was. Or minerals. It was an ore. That's what it was. It was energy, water, ore, and crystals or minerals.
I will look.
Anyway, so if you want to produce
energy or quartz.
Quartz. Okay. So if you want to produce one of these, you take this one still has a thing on top of it. You take your little tank and you would add one of these pieces to it to produce something else. So that's the one for ore, if I remember correctly. And then there's one for, that might be the energy one. I don't remember. I have to look it up. And then there's
energy is red.
Another one.
Oh, the energy is the little guy. The gold one is
energy
the ore.
Is this one. Okay, so
that's energy.
This is energy.
This is ore, and this is quartz.
Okay, and then and then this is quartz. So you would put one, and these attachments all cost money. They all cost resources of some sort. You get a player aid that tells you what everything costs, what it costs in dollars, what it costs in resources, and you are spending this in order to upgrade your stuff so that when you can produce, you produce. There's also these little pieces that go on the top of it.
Superchargers.
Superchargers, thank you, that allow you to produce 2. So this would produce 2 energy? No,
Ore.
this is energy.
This is
That's
ore.
ore. I should know that because that's the only one that the color actually matches.
Yeah. It's a drill.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So in other words, I've got that upside down.
No, you got it right. That's what,
Do I?
it's the way they show it on the
Oh,
book.
okay. It looks like the drill should be going down into the earth.
Anyway. That would only make sense.
Yes, I agree. Anyway, we digress. So
Anyway.
the round starts with, if the rounds play out in a very specific order, you're bidding for what special goals, what special tasks you're going to have for that round so that you get special abilities. And then you are bidding on a claim marker out here, and then everybody gets to lay a claim. By laying a claim, you're rolling a dice, or you're using one of your building cards to secure that claim. If you roll the dice, you've got a 50-50 chance of securing the claim or having to move elsewhere.
Yeah.
Once you've secured the claim, you can build on it if you choose to. Whoever the start player is, or there is an option that one of the player's abilities is to move the airship. The airship doubles production of anything in that line.
First player.
Well, in a 2-player game, it's first player. In a multiplayer game, it's not necessarily first player. So, but you're moving the airship up and down based on which row you want to produce double that round.
Well, an extra one.
Right. I'm sorry. You get one extra.
resource.
You're right. The superchargers allow you to produce an extra resource. If you're on the water, no, the water just simply doesn't cost you anything. If you've got a water tank on the water, it doesn't cost you anything because you're right there at the river. There's a lot going on. And as you're doing it, you're buying and selling resources over here at the market, making things go up and down.
Right.
I really enjoy this game.
Yeah. I like it at a higher player count.
I do.
2 players,
We've played
it's
it at
kind of,
4.
this market doesn't change a lot.
No, the market just simply, the prices go up and the volume.
Right out of the gate, I was invested in quartz, and
Yeah.
the market in quartz never moved.
No, it did not.
Because nobody was buying quartz, because each of us got a quartz extractor out, and
We never had to buy quartz,
yeah.
I mean, I really enjoy this. And at 2-player, it blocks off the last 2 lanes. You've only got 3 lanes open. So
Yeah,
that
I think
does
3
tighten
players,
it
it
down
only
some.
blocks off 1. 4 players, you got the whole board.
Yeah, I like this. I'd love to play this one. The neat thing with this one, too, is your money is your victory points.
Yeah.
So you're buying and selling stuff, but your money is your victory points at the end of the game. So
I
you've
did
gotta be
also like
careful about
that, even though the tank thing's all the way over at, like, say, 22 on the end of that round, if we have enough energy and ore, you buy tanks back up to however many you can buy.
Yeah, because the energy
so
and
the
ore
tanks will drop back down.
automatically deplete the government, essentially, if you
Yes.
want to think of it that way. The government automatically builds new tanks,
As long as you
depleting either
have-
energy or ore,
Right.
so that the prices go back down.
Well,
so
you
it's
have to have both.
Well, yes, you have to have
But
both.
whatever's the least amount, that's how many
Right.
tanks you're going to build.
But I like that automatic regulator that as long as there's stuff down here in the ore and the energy, it automatically drops the price of the tanks, so the tanks stay affordable.
Yes.
So I like
it,
that.
it makes you want to sell ore and energy.
So that your
but
prices, you
need-
get the money from selling them so that these prices go down, but you need those resources in order to build.
You need energy just to extract
To
with
extract,
your tanks, so you
yes.
don't really want to get rid of the energy you have, though.
Yes.
But if there's no energy left, the tanks are going to get higher and higher, and then
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to buy tanks. So
Yeah.
it's that
It's
balance
a-
of when do you sell, when do you keep it.
Yeah. It's a good one. I do enjoy it. I know it's got to be pretty hard to find now.
But if you can find it,
It's worth
play
a
it.
play.
It's
yeah.
really cool.
That is
Planet
Planet
Steam.
Steam. Great game from Fantasy Flight from way back when.
Well, not a very,
No, this one's very
no.
obscure.
yeah.
Yeah, this one is pretty obscure. But 2013 again. There's another one from way back. So yeah, Good one.
You said that at the beginning.
I did say that. For some reason, I thought I said that about Pillars of the Earth, but no, you're right. It was this one. That's why I found the date so easily. Anyway, that's Planet Steam. It's sticking around.
So this one's not from 2013.
No.
This is Photosynthesis.
Yes.
This is like 2018, 2017, 20.
It's probably on the screen right now. And why am I not? It's 2017 right there.
Oh, pretty good.
So, I love the look of this box. I think it is a beautiful game.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first ones that came out with the little sun drop coating on it.
Yeah, it might have been. I'm not sure. All right, so here's your board. Your board depicts a forest of different densities all the way to the center. And each of the different rings of density indicate higher victory points if you can grow a tree to
That
full height
Right.
in that area. So each player has their player board. Their player board essentially stores anything they do not have access to yet and keeps track of their sun points, as well as basically gives you the ideas of how many sun points different things cost. So everybody has their series of trees, and you have your medium-sized trees, and you have your little trees, and you have your big trees, and then you have your seeds, the little seeds. On your turn, everybody starts out with a couple of trees on the board, and you're starting out in the outer ring of trees. Throughout the game, you are getting sun points based on the sun rays, where the sun's at, and the direction they're going. Each tree gives off a shadow that if something behind it is either the same height or shorter, does not get benefit of those sun rays. So you don't get sun points off of those particular trees.
Right.
If you can manage to get the sun points, like these are worth 3, these are worth 2, these are worth 1. You add all those up at the end of every round, and then you can spend those points on your turn to grow your trees. So you spend a couple points to either gain more off of your board, because maybe you're out of them, because as you expand them, so for instance, if this is my tree here, and I'm going to spend 3 points to grow it up into a size 4, I would put my size 4 here. Well, now my size 3 goes back to my board, and I have to pay 4 sun points to get this back off, or whatever I'm at, so that eventually I can trade out this number 1 for a number 2, and then this goes back onto my board. So it's a constant flow of your pieces.
Right.
The ultimate goal is you need to get them up to the highest level and then chop them down, which seems counterintuitive of a game about photosynthesis, but that's beside the point. You're eventually chopping them down. Once you chop them down, then depending on what ring you're in, you take the top victory point token off of, oops, those are not victory point tokens.
Get one.
You take the top victory point token from the ring you're in, and set it aside. Those are the points at the end of the game. So the more trees you can grow to its full height and then chop down, the better off you are. Now, mind you, each tree is starting out from seedling rate. So one of the options you can do for a point each is to put a seed out. Again, depending on which tree you're putting the seed out from, it depends on how far you can go. From a little guy, he only blows 1 space. From a big guy, he can blow 2 spaces, or the medium guy. And from the biggest guy, he can blow 3 spaces. So it depends, but you have to have this on the board before you can put this on the board, before this seed can grow into a baby tree, and then into a medium and into a large. So it's a lot of planning, because
It's
as
balances.
it goes around, you are going to block yourself, and other people are
Yes.
going to block you. So, I mean, I had rounds where you got 15 sun points and I got 8 because I was
But then there was
blocked.
rounds that you got a lot of points and I didn't.
Yeah.
But I do like, you've got to balance when you buy the things off your board,
Yep.
because if you take something off the board and there's no space here, you just lose that. It leaves
Yeah.
the game. You don't get that
Yeah, if
anymore.
you don't have room on your player board to put that tree down,
You
it
lose
goes
it.
back in the box. It's
And I
gone.
do like the different colors.
Oh, me too. I love these, the blue spruces and all these different color trees. They are pretty. It is a very pretty game.
Yeah.
I can imagine this upgraded.
I think the coloring of Bosk is better though, but I do like the different colors in there.
Yeah,
And
I
the
do
fact
like
that
the
they have a
colors.
blue,
Yes.
blue spruce.
Yes, the blue spruce is a very pretty tree, although this one needs to be glued together.
Yep.
But yes, I do like these. This one has sat in our collection for quite some time. We are actually going to move it to the other collection. Not that we don't enjoy the game, but just that we don't ever pull it off the shelf, unfortunately, which is a shame. So we are going to move it to the other collection, and so we can take it places and share it. So yeah, that is Photosynthesis. Interesting game about trees. All right.
Okay, so back to a not so
I believe
serious
you left
game.
this one till last.
It was a bigger box. It was on the bottom. Don't be a hater.
You're the one who hated the game, not me.
Yes, I did.
was
This
laughing.
game is such a pain in the butt.
Okay. So this is a kid's game. Just saying that now. So
I
here's
see
your...
something in there.
Okay.
Ah, see, I didn't know there was pins inside.
Well, how else did you think they were bouncing around?
I had no idea. You just dropped it in there and then suddenly dropped it in there and
Okay.
they just go down that road.
So the idea with this one is that there are different colors of fish here. Everybody has a different color of fish. Okay.
That will be the stand.
There you go. And
the stopper.
oh yeah, because the base is down there.
The base is
Oops.
still in the box too.
Okay. So on your turn, you roll this little dice, and it has 4 different faces on it. There's 1s, there's 2s, there's the little blue fish. He's friendly, just means you don't do anything this round. And then there's the piranha. So.
Don't like the piranha.
All right, so what happens is that in the piranha dice, these are your piranha marbles. Right here. So the little fish, if you roll a 1, you can start down here at the bottom, and one by one, you're basically moving up. You can go sideways, you can go up. I don't know why you would go sideways.
I don't think you can go sideways. I think
you could
always have to move forward, don't you?
It said you can go sideways, you just can't go diagonal.
Oh, okay.
So maybe somebody's blocking your way. I don't know.
Maybe so.
If you roll a 2, you can move up 2. Your ultimate goal is to get up here to the top into this safe zone up here. Your fish swimming upstream, basically. Now, that being said, if I roll the piranha, that's not good. You roll again. If you roll the piranha again,
You put all 4 of them up there.
then all 4 go up. But on the good side, if you roll the blue fish, nothing happens. You're safe. If you roll a 1, you put 1 piranha guy up here. If you roll a 2, you put 2 piranha guys up here. If you roll the piranha again, you put all 4 piranha marbles up here. And then you flip it. And then little by little, see how these 2 guys are safe. They're good. But this other poor guy.
The piranha get them. That would be my marble. Every time.
Not every time, just close to it. Anyway, so then you flip the piranhas back over. This marble comes off the board. He starts back out again. So here, we'll do it again. How's that?
Here, no, let's make it more like the way I had it.
And then, again, you may only end up with just a couple up here, but we'll do it this way. Well, no, there'd never be 3. There'd be... That one didn't even flip over all the way. It flipped over enough, but then the piranha flipped back.
It jumped up, ate me, and swallowed me.
And then jumped back down.
And jumped back down to hide.
So the idea is you're trying to get up in here to the safe zone without the piranhas eating you. It is a cute kids game. However,
I don't like games that are that random.
it's a kids game, and I can see the fun behind it. I can see where it is meant to be a fun little game.
But the piranhas seem to like my marbles more than they
like
like yours,
did.
because I know the one time I had 1 at the top, you had 3 of them out there, and they ate my marble and not yours. Didn't even touch yours.
I never had 3 on the board at once. I was smart enough to get 1 marble up at a time.
You had 2 on the board.
I did have 2 on the board at once, but that was it.
And that would be the time they ate my 1.
Yeah, whatever.
Or
Anyway.
I ate like 2 of them and didn't touch yours.
Greg doesn't like kids games. This is what this is amounting to. Anyhow, we are going to let this one go because of the marble aspect. And
yeah, because they were flying all over the place just with us playing it.
Yeah, they were flying all over the place. They did not stay still, and I don't want to chase marbles across a tile floor at an elementary school. That's basically what it amounts to. So we are going to let this guy go. But I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was interesting. It was definitely an interesting take on a kid's game.
You're amused very easily.
I am very easily amused, yes.
How do you think I got her?
Anyway.
Okay.
All right, last one.
Last one is, I'm going to just turn it up on the side to see here go.
You know what, I almost did that too until you said that. I would have probably done that and then I'd have freaked. Anyway, we're not going to do that though because I do not have the expansion yet.
Planet Unknown has that came out with no lid to their Lazy Susan.
Bless their hearts. I love this game. We got this in Kickstarter a while back. He didn't even realize I'd Kickstarted it.
I had never even heard of it.
Nope.
I seen the artwork. I was like, okay.
But yet, it has been a fan. It was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres, and in my mind, it should have won over the game that did. This should have won.
What game was that?
Was that Challengers? Won that year?
I believe so. Yeah, Challengers won. I believe that was the one that beat it.
Yeah.
If we're wrong, let us know.
It's either Challengers or the other one that was essentially a
Dwarf Romantic?
Yeah, it was either that or Dwarf Romantic. But anyway.
Dwarf Romantic, not dwarf.
Dwarf. Right. Okay, so the big gimmick of this game, if you want to call it a gimmick, is this beautiful Lazy Susan. Now, in the expansion, it's coming with a cover. Can't wait to get that. But you have this beautiful Lazy Susan that is even adjustable because this centerpiece comes out and you can rotate it any way you wish and pop it back in, and now your options are different for each player. Did you not know it did that?
No, I knew that. I just didn't realize what was underneath it. It's Deep Space Nine.
Anyway, all right, so the idea with this one is that you are building out your planet of, okay, we're going to put this up here for a second. You are building out your planet with tiles. And of course, the planet boards are all on the very, very bottom of this.
Why not?
All right,
keeps them
so
flat.
Yes, it does. It comes with 8 copies. Mind you, only play 6 players, but it does come with 8 copies of the base planet. At least the copy we did. I don't think the retail version did. The retail version still came with this.
Yes.
They did give it that, but it did not come with as many planets or as many corporations. So you have so many copies of the base planet, so everybody can play base if you wish to. And then you also get, on the flip side, all of these really neat variations of planets, all of which have specific rules to them, what you can and cannot do on this planet. And every planet is like this. They're all completely different. This is the one I think I played last. Yeah. But yeah, oh, nope, that's a base. Ooh.
We've played that one too.
Yeah, I think I've played, one of us has played this one before. But
it's a weird one.
All right, so the idea with this one is that you are laying out these various tiles onto the planet and moving up the track of whichever tile you just put out. So if I put this tile out, I'm going, well, it's probably a bad example right off the bat. Here we go. We'll go with that one. So if I put this tile out, you have to start on the edge. Unless your planet says otherwise, you have to start on the edge. I'm going to move that too because I had the planet down inside the box. You couldn't see it. And then as you're doing this, now mind you, this also comes with 8 copies of the Universal Corporation. These are your tech tracks you're moving up. And on the flip side is 8 completely unique corporations. So you can, again, everybody play vanilla or everybody get interesting. Each one of these has different rules and different benefits to them. So as you are putting your tiles out here, you hold that. As you're putting your tiles out, you are moving up on those tracks. So as I put this tile out, I'm moving up 1 on the water track because I put over water. So I'm moving my little cube up once on the water track. And then I'm also moving on the rover track. So I move up once on the rover track. If I put this one out, oh, I grabbed 2. I'm moving up on the Civ track, and I'm moving up on the biomass track. And then what am I missing? I'm missing this guy. Well,
Oh, you're missing
this one.
text.
Nope, not that one. I'm missing this one. If I put this guy out, I can move up on the tech track. And as I move up on the tech track, I gain different bonuses depending on what level I'm on. And there's other things on the track as well. The biomass track will give you little single pieces of biomass that you can fill in holes because you want to ultimately fill your rows and columns. There's different synergy bonuses on here that when you hit those synergy bonuses, you get to bump a different track up once. You can kind of combo them and keep moving. And then on the tech track, or the civ track, I'm sorry, you get civilization cards, which most of which are endgame scoring. There's also some immediate bump up a couple new tracks, grab a couple of the single pieces, things like that. And then there is also this wild, the energy one. So this wild, you can mimic anything you put it down against. So if I put it right here, I have the choice of either mimicking this water or this biomass. Whereas if I put it right here, I can mimic either the water, because that's still next to it, even though it's on the same tile, this biomass.
As long as that was on water.
Well, that's true. Or I can mimic the sieve. Some of these tiles, not all the tiles, but a lot of these tiles have these little meteorite symbols. So as you get these, you have to put down a meteorite on your board. Meteorites don't do anything
except for keep you from
block
scoring that row.
Yeah, so if this was here at the end of the game still, I can't score that row or column. It is literally a blocker for everything. So I'll get that later. Well, and the interesting thing with this, I'm sorry, let me go back to that, is you're getting your tiles. Everybody has these little triangle pieces in front of them pointing to one section of this. And then you're getting the tiles, whoever's turn it is, chooses the tile they want. So say it's my turn and I'm going to choose this column. And this is what I'm putting right in front of my little triangle piece. Well, Greg is stuck with this column or this column, wherever he put his triangle. And he has to choose from those two. He doesn't get any other choices. Now, in a two-player game, there's a variant where you just simply move it one space, which is fine. But you can see what's coming and you can plan. And the idea is really you shouldn't, I mean, yes, you should be able to plan, but you need to know how to pivot. That's for sure.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I have always loved this game. It's polyomino, which is one of my favorite mechanisms. You have these little rover pieces that you get to move around the board, if I can find them. Nope, not here. They're down here somewhere. There we go. You have these little rover pieces that once your rover track comes out, you start building up your rover track, you can move around and pick up the meteorites, or you can pick up these life pods that are out on the planet, and these all score points at the end of the game if you can get them off your board. But you got to be careful, because if I put a piece down over one of those life pods, it's gone. It's out of the game.
You smushed it.
If I put a piece down over my rover, I smush it too. So you got to be careful about taking your rover off of your developed areas. So just a lot of things to go. A lot of things to think of. I love this game. I always have.
Yeah, this is there's two polyomino games that I actually like. That's probably my top 100. This being one, and then the Grand Carnival being the other one.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are the two polyomino games that I would play if it came out. The other ones,
you can take or leave.
More leaving than take, but
yeah, I absolutely adore this game. Like I said, it came in and we've played the heck out of this.
We've played this a lot.
We have. All right. Pack this back up.
We've taught it a lot too.
We've taught this one a lot. I love it. Okay, I'm going to hold off on packing this guy up because I got to get that piece off the floor. So, in the meantime, I'm just going to put this away. Okay, we'll leave it at that for the moment. That's it for this episode.
You said 2 more P videos to go?
We have 2 more P videos to go.
And then a go back video.
And a go back video.
Of games that have been sitting there for months and months and months.
It has not been that long. It's been since the retreat. It was 6 weeks ago. Not even 6 weeks ago. Feels like it was like a lifetime ago already.
It was last year sometime, I think.
No, not yet. Anyway.
2023's was.
Those games have not been sitting there that long.
I'm looking up at them.
Anyway. Anyhow, that is it for this episode. Let us know what your favorite was. Do you enjoy this one? Do you like it? If not, check it out. Have you ever heard of Planet Steam?
Pipeline.
Pipeline.
Pipeline's not a game that's talked a lot about.
No, not anymore. Neither's Planes.
No.
Yeah. Piranha Panic. I know that was your favorite one.
What is that? Creek du Pirate? Oh, that's the French side of the I'm like, I don't remember that game. Okay. Anyway. Until then, we'll see you at the next one.